I am live. I'm going to hold my breath right now. I'm holding my breath because I know that, oh, wait, I've got some folks. If you can hear me, if you are here for Help Me Rhonda Live, the planning. Okay, I got a thumbs up. Do me a favor and just let me see you like in the chat. If you don't mind, let me see. I see that it's live. I'm going to cry because I think it's actually working right now. Welcome. This is the Plan with Rhonda Live. I am so excited that you're here. Go ahead in the chat. Let me know that you can hear, that you can see. I've got me on, so I feel like I can see. There we are. Yes. Oh, Melanie. Oh my gosh. Like I am like literally crying. I am like, let me say I am like one more time. I'm going to master going live. I've not really done anything different. I went into the studio and I push go live on today's live. So it's what I have done all along, but oh my goodness. All right. So we're going to go ahead. I'm really, I am excited about, hold on. Let me get, Plan with Rhonda Live. So now we should be able to see my screen. So let me know. It went black and now it should be, hold on. Let me see. We should be able to see it now. Okay. We should be. Yep. There we go. All right. I got you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and dive right in. I'm excited about being excited, but what I want to talk about today is obviously our Plan With Me Live, right? So one of the things that I want to share a little bit differently in today's live, and especially the Plan With Me Live. Typically, Plan With Me Live, what we're looking at is really how can we focus our time and attention on the most important task inside of our business, right? And so what I want to do, I'm going to share with you my favorite graphic of all time inside of my business. So we're going to talk about that. But more importantly, at each step, what we're going to talk about, cleaning up your offers, 12 days of sales activity, prep your follow-up system. So those three things to focus on. I am going to match a friction point that you, my customer, my members have shared with me, the steps to solve that friction point. All right. So what you're saying around cleaning up your offers, the steps to clean up your offers, and then the resources that you have access to inside of Systems by Design. So I know we probably have a combination of members who are Systems by Design members and folks that are just joining us. I'm going to give you information at the end on how you can get access to all of the resources that I talk about inside of Systems by Design. All right. So we're going to be talking about cleaning up your offers, 12 days of sales activity, and prep your follow-up system. I am really excited about that last one. I like the first one too, but this last one, I love it. All right. So let's talk all about sticky goals. A lot of times I see entrepreneurs, specifically business women, who, I don't know, it's like a 50-50. Like I see goals that are so big, that are so overwhelming that it just keeps people in this constant spin and this constant cycle of overwhelm, and they can't get past it. Indicators of this is that I feel behind. I'm always behind. I can never keep up. I'm always putting out client fires. I can't work on my business. And so what I like to do is pull back a little bit and almost do goals that are a no-brainer attainable. And the reason why I want them to be a no-brainer attainable is I want you to get some wins under your belt. I want you to feel what it's like to set a goal and to accomplish it in a short amount of time. I know that we can have really big goals. It takes a whole long time to get there. And I also know entrepreneurs' personality is we lose interest and we get distracted and we stop working towards that bigger goal. Make sense? So what I have here is a very simple framework. All right. What is the skill is actually consistent implementation. All right. So when we talk about one big, three little, one big is your 90-day goal. Where do you want to be at the end of 90 days? And right now, as we're planning, can you even believe we're October 1st? We are right before holiday hangover. October 1st, then we've got 90 days, October, November, and December. And we've got a whole lot of living that's happening in between those, right? And so I just want you, remember that elephant, we take one bite at a time. Let's break this down. So one little goal here, one task, one thing that we're going to do will get us closer to the one big goal. Same thing goes for the second 30 and the final 30, right? So this little goal really helps to achieve the one big goal. Now, how do we do this? We break this down into 4 weeks. Now, typically, there are just 4 weeks in a month. And interestingly enough, it's working 4 days a week because that's how you spell week, right? So we have one task that we're going to complete this week that will get us closer to this goal. And this one task, we can break it down into smaller tasks. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Friday, you evaluate, did I reach my goal? What did I learn? And then you just keep moving. The big thing here, one big, three little, and we break things down into 4 weeks. This 4 week, there's one extra step based on the action that we've taken over the 4 weeks. Did we accomplish our goal? Yes or no? Like if you were checking into a brick and mortar, you were working at a bank and you had a goal that you're supposed to reach at the end of 30 days and you took steps all along the way. If you are evaluating before you give that evaluation to your manager, the question is, what was the goal? Did you achieve the goal? And then we drive into both sides. If you didn't achieve it, questions around why you didn't achieve it and where we have areas of opportunity. It's never failure. There's some reason why you didn't accomplish that goal, right? If you did accomplish that goal, I want to drill in a little bit more and see where we had these surprises. Like we didn't anticipate that this thing would work. And oh my gosh, I knocked it out of the park. And then where we have areas of opportunity. This is how you can customize planning for yourself and not use someone else's shiny object or someone else's strategy. Everything that I share is a framework. And the framework you can customize to your business. It doesn't matter if you're a bookkeeper, if you're a dentist, if you are a social media manager, if you're an OBM, a project manager, it does not matter. These are frameworks and they're proven frameworks. Y'all, for me, literally, they had to be visual. So that's why I love this picture, number one. Number two, they had to be super simple. I was homeschooling 4 kids, 4 children at the same time while Daniel would go back and forth on deployments. I did not have time for complicated. So I have pretty little pictures and very simple systems that you can put into your business. I don't care what project management tool you're using, whether it is Trello, Asana, ClickUp, Notion, Google Sheet. It just has to be visual. You got to get it out of your head. I just got off a coaching call, and one of the things that we were talking about is, again, capacity. And I don't have a picture of it, but I want you to think of Miss Pac-Man, right? So she's that circle with her mouth cut out, you know? The capacity for your work is not the bulk of Miss Pac-Man. The capacity, that's your life. The capacity for work is her open mouth. And so what can we do to create a boring business routine? And so let's get into it, especially as we wrap up here in the last 90-day stretch of 2025. I can't even believe. So I talk a lot about offers and keeping things simple. This is the exact same process that I am going through right now. And I have to tell you, it's taken me 12 months. I am on fire with it. All right. Cleaning up your offers. So friction points, this is how it's showing up. I have a lack of clarity on my offer. Like literally, these are things that you guys have told me. Picking just one thing. What do I pick? Determine best business model. Finding direction. Too many ideas. So if you're like, wait a minute, is she reading my diary? Is she reading my journal? Did she see what I wrote down this morning? Is she in my head? This is what you're sharing with me. So when we're talking about offers, and friction points around offers, these are the things that are coming up. All right. So now how do we solve it? We are going to tighten up the promise, rule of one. I ask you to focus just on one thing. Look, one audience, one problem, one outcome, one timeline. The rule of one. So out of all of the offers, and I know we feel like we are leaving money on the table if we focus just on one, I'm going to challenge you and say, if you double down and put a system behind just one thing, you're going to end up with more money. Why is that? Because the time and attention is just on one. The more implementation that you do over and again, you're going to get faster. The less time you spend, then you're actually making more per hour. The more that you do it, the better you get at it. And as a result, the better the results are going to be. So one audience, one problem, one outcome, one timeline. I want you to take a look at the offers and the way to evaluate, how do I pick which one, Rhonda? Well, you could be doing an offer right now. Maybe you have 2 or 3, and the one that you're doing the most is something that you hate. Do you want to hate that thing? Do you want to hate working in your business? That's one that I would not suggest you doing. I stepped into a really hard decision at the end of last year. There were things that I just did not want to do anymore. I was exhausted. Miss Pac-Man, the capacity in my life was pulling me so much that the capacity for work and the premium dashboards that I was building with the team, I just couldn't do it anymore. And those dashboards were anywhere from $18,000 to $25,000 per contract. And I had multiple contracts. And you're like, why in the world would you stop that? If it's sucking out your soul, I didn't want to do it. I guess I've reached a point in my life, call it advanced maternal age. I want to do things that I enjoy doing. I know, like, hello. I mean, thank you, Captain Obvious, right? So, okay. So I want you to take a look here. One audience, one problem, one outcome, one timeline. Do an inventory of your offers, seriously, in all seriousness. Do an inventory. Take a look at the revenue that each one is bringing in. I look at all of my templates. I look at the revenue that those templates are bringing in. They show me, that's data. It shows me where I have area of opportunity. How can I further streamline into my back-end offers? So my front-end offers are all around the 3 templates. Those are tools, right? So you've got Business Command Center, you've got Simple Social, and you've got Client Command Center. That's it. I sell 3 templates, right? Now, how can I make that transition for my customer? And thank you for hanging with me as I work it out. Transition into the systems that actually run the templates. How do I make that transition? Well, my messaging and positioning have been off. I mean, folks have been inside of Systems by Design. That is why you are here today. And I'm so excited that you are here. The content doesn't change. It's the messaging and how I help you put it together. I'm going to be adding and updating that Systems by Design dashboard. You're going to get a session where we put the systems and the templates together. I'm focusing on one audience, one problem, one outcome, and one timeline. I've given you an example here for busy women who want a 6-figure business, set up an operations dashboard without having to hire a team member. So that's the fill-in. For who? This helps you what, in what, without what, right? Specific, measurable, and time-bound. If it's not, you need to rewrite that. All right. So when we're talking about cleaning up our offers, these are the friction points that we have. One audience, one problem, one outcome, one timeline. For me right now, my focus, time, and attention is on Systems by Design. All right. I think that Systems by Design and SAP frameworks are great combos. They do 2 very different things. And then the AI Command Center, which is my final offer, it is the thing that I believe business owners feel like, for the most part, that AI is a tool for writing. And what we do inside of the AI Command Center is we set the systems on turbo speed. whether it is your marketing, whether it's operations, whether it is sales. There are custom GPTs in that community to help save time. So you can shut the laptop and go off and do more of what you love to do. You've heard me say that over and again. So trim the excess. So let's talk a little bit about it. So tighten the promise. So rule of one. Now I want to trim the excess. For your offer, list the deliverables and the beautiful sticky notes. You know, I love a good sticky note. Why? It's visual. So it is one thing per one sticky note. Keep the 3 that directly create the promised outcome. Everything else becomes a bonus resource or delete it. We have an offer, it's working and we're scaling and we keep tinkering with it, right? And I just did a workshop around creating your bonuses. I just dropped a GPT inside of AI Command Center around helping you discover what those bonuses are. And those are things that you already have. I want you to trim the excess, things that we feel like we should add just so we can stuff it. That's marketing. That is the I just talked about this in the coaching call that I just had. What is it? A marketing recession or trust recession. We have a trust recession because there's so much crap that's out there. I know that because if someone purchases from me and they don't receive what they've purchased, you know what I get in my inbox? All caps. They are screaming. And 9 times out of 10, they've misspelled their email. So we have to very kindly say, all right, we're here to help. You did purchase. We see you. We hear you. We just want to let you know we've made the adjustment and you should have received the email with access, right? So I want you to trim the excess. Now, this is more product-based. I want to do more product-based this time, but you can also flip this for service-based as well. If you're doing way too much, like it, and even the way that we talk about the services that we offer, the top 3 things, one of those is going to hit a pain point of your customer, and everything else is a bonus. That's the dazzle and delight. That's the surprise. It was things that you were already going to do, but that is the surprise. So if this piece disappeared, could they still get the same result in the promised timeline? If yes, bonus or cut. This is a great way for you to take a look at the current offer and or product that you have and trim the fat. Basically, that is what we're doing. So things that core asset set, let me get out of that. Quick start checklist, a working template, a 30-day action plan. Save any tutorials for these or Q&A replays. Save those as bonuses. All I'm trying to do with cleaning up your offer is help you from from overwhelm and being pulled in so many places to focusing on one thing and documenting a repeatable process to deliver that one thing. The one thing that you were delivering, I want you to love it. I want when you show up and you help, I want you to have a heart of service. I keep referencing the coaching call. Like, what is the thing that you know that you could show up every single week and talk about? So one of the things that I know about myself from corporate America is the just repeatable process. And the repeatable process, one of those for me is Trello Tuesday. When you purchase the Business Command Center every single Tuesday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, I show up and I walk you through how to get the most out of that template. I'm taking that repeatable process now as a Systems by Design member, and I think it's twice a month. I've got to look at the calendar. Details will be emailed to you. You're going to love it. We are going to meet twice a month so that you can get the most out of Systems by Design. All right. And then, well, if you're in my AI community, I show up there anyway. So all we're doing is documenting a repeatable process and tapping into your strengths as a business owner. All right. Simplify price and path, one price or one plan, one CTA, call to action, and one guarantee. I want to talk a little bit about one guarantee. So if this is a product and it's a digital product, I want you to consider what that looks like. And here's what I mean. We are going to a no refund, a no refund. That's the guarantee, is the no refund. I had offered a guarantee for, well, 7 years on the template, but it costs more money to refund. I want you to think about that. It costs more money to refund than to offer the guarantee. So I may lose sales in the beginning, but it was costing me money in the end. Does that make sense? And I really struggled with this. All of the back end offers that I have are no refund. They're digital assets. They're either access to GPTs, they're access to live workshops. I mean, if you're doing the small group coaching with me, I mean, obviously that's a no refund, but the templates, and not that I actually refunded a lot. I have one team member, and it was taking more time to refund and costing me more than the cost of the template. Then it was just to say, you know what, I really just need you to be sure that it's a win for you. And I want it to be a win for you. I wouldn't send you a video to welcome you. I wouldn't host a live session every week to help you, nor would I have a community of people who have all purchased the template if I didn't want you to succeed. So just think about that guarantee. Don't be afraid. I think I waited too long. So really what we're doing here is the friction points around the offer, lack of clarity in my offer, picking one thing. I know this is hard, but you're actually costing you money doing multiple things. Just task switching costs you so much time. Just the mental capacity. Just remember Miss Pac-Man here. Determine the best business model for you. Is it service-based? Is it product-based? Is it membership? Is it small group coaching? What does that look like for you and how you want to spend your time and finding direction? There are too many ideas. Well, in this case, we have to just pick one, right? The rule of one. We're going to trim the excess and we're going to simplify. This does not happen overnight. We could literally stop the workshop right now, the Plan With Me Live, and you just focus on this. I don't want to sugarcoat that the things that we do here, like you can do this in just 10 minutes, this one thing in 10 minutes. There are a lot of steps to each one of these. And I want to share with you inside of Systems by Design, specifically under growth. So the way that I have organized the playbooks is growth, foundations, growth, and scale, right? So foundations typically are those foundational systems that you need, and growth are growth systems. So when we're specifically talking about cleaning up your offer, there's the product playbook. And there is a bonus, there's niche hacking. That is one of my favorite workshops ever. The pricing calculator. So I want you to feel confident and good about your pricing. The dream customer playbook. The dream customer playbook talks about the dream customer persona, who they are, and basically that customer journey, what it looks like when someone finds you, and what is that treasure map to get to you for the easy yes for them to pay you money, right? Not opt into a freebie, but pay you money. And then easy peasy SOP. This is the keys to the kingdom. This right here is the keys to the kingdom. This is the documentation of your repeatable processes. It can be as complicated or as simple as you want. You can turn on Loom, which is a Google Chrome extension, and just walk through your SOP and then turn around, get that transcript and see, is this it? Implement it, evaluate, make changes, and then put it in your project management tool. Easy peasy SOP. You got to get stuff out of your head. You can do it. You can manage things in your head, but part of anxiety that you don't even realize that you have, or the overwhelm that you feel when life throws you a curveball, you will thank me for this. You will breathe lighter for this. So 12 days of sales. Why did I say 12 days of sales? I said 12 days of sales because there are 4 weeks in a month. And I figure that if we're focusing on revenue generating activities, we can do 3 points in a week, right? So my recommendation is doing a daily 3, okay? And so part of that daily 3 is always focusing on revenue generating activities, right? One of those needs to be around how you make money. So Friction points and how they're coming up for you. This is what you're telling me. Staying focused on income producing activities, IPAs. Posting consistent, valuable content. So she's associating the valuable content translates into a customer and money. Time to focus on getting clients and marketing. So if we're not focusing on getting clients, right, then what are we focusing our time and attention on? Most of the time when folks feel like they need to make money, they focus on the content and the marketing. They really need to focus inwardly on what has worked for them in the past to generate revenue. Yes, I want you to be consistent and visible with your message to attract your dream customer, because right back here with this dream customer playbook, part of it is, are you showing up consistently? Are you showing up consistently? Most times people, when life throws them a curveball, they don't show up consistently. They stop posting. But my recommendation is that we focus on our network first, and you can batch some of this content and marketing. But getting clients is really where the time and attention needs to take place. But these are how your friction points are coming up. I don't know what to do to make it real and not just an idea or hobby. So when we're talking about sales, these are frictions that are coming up. All right. So I'm going to focus on, I already was kind of segueing in here, is building your referral network, 3 steps each week. So that's where the 12 comes. Highlight their wins, not yours. So one of the things I think is really interesting, I keep calling them marketing gurus. They like to take their customers' wins as their wins. If you think about it, people who've purchased from me have purchased from multiple people. Yes, I love that they love the systems, but they're the ones who do the work. I give them the framework. I'm not going to take the highlight of what they've accomplished as my success. I just don't do that. Highlight their wins. Lift your customers up, not you. I remember getting on a call after I had gone to an event, and I just sat there for 30 minutes, really didn't say much. I couldn't, because the person was saying all that they needed to say about them. And I was like, oh, I don't know how this is a collaborative effort, because I couldn't get a word in edgewise. When you make your customer look good, they'll naturally share the spotlight with their network. So one of the easy ways to do, it's subtle, but every share of their own story, new eyes on you. So one of the ways to highlight your customers' wins is, as soon as something happens, maybe you're a social media, you're a social media manager, right? And I don't want to talk about a post going viral, but maybe a post has a lot of engagement. Screenshot that, message through however you message your customer, and say, oh my gosh, we are getting a lot of traction and so much momentum on this post. What do you think that's going to do? They're going to love that. And then they're going to take that and go, oh my gosh, take a look at this. And then people see, well, how did you get that? Well, I'm working with Rhonda. Well, what's Rhonda doing for you? Well, Rhonda's doing this. So you're highlighting your customer, and it's an easy referral network back to you. All right. Highlight their wins whenever they get a win. If you're, well, Rhonda, what do I do if I am a project manager or I'm an OBM? Well, if you set up a Zap that just saved your person 3 hours, then we highlight that and we send it to our customer. Oh my gosh, because I just set this up. Guess what? You're going to save 2 hours this week. And so you can go do XYZ with your kids, or you can go on that vacation with your husband, whatever that looks like. I want you to start highlighting wins. Yes, it is the work that you're doing, but someone is coming to you because you said that you could give them the transformation and solve the problem. All right. Next, instead of at the end when you're offboarding, and I can't wait, this is a beautiful segue into our next section, ask for introductions, not just names. And so at some point in today's workshop, one of the things that I talked about was instead of the content and the marketing and going after cold, what has worked in the past. So having conversations with past clients, having conversations with clients that you have right now, most people think like referrals are, okay, here are 3 people that I can work. No, I don't know anybody that can do that. Ask for warm introductions via a text, an email, or a coffee chat. Like all 3 of you get on. Lower the friction for you, higher comfort for them, and far more likely to convert. I was on a call with a mentor yesterday, and one of the things they were talking about, someone popped up with a question around, oh my gosh, like I have 100 people and that have purchased this product, but I only have 2 testimonials. Well, part of it is that we don't wait till the end to ask for the testimonial. It's part of the onboarding process. You are training your person, you're giving them a framework to plug into. And I'm going to get into that here in just a second. But anytime you can facilitate and help, the more likely the person that you're sitting in front of, oh yeah, let's text them right now. Oh, you've got that text. Oh, you've got an email with your link in it. Okay, let's just go ahead and do it right now. Any way that you can do something like that, it's done. Not that they don't want to do it. And the reason I like stop here and pause for just a second is because let's say you've worked with a client, or let's say someone has purchased your product and they've got amazing results. And you're like, oh my gosh, Rhonda, please, can you give me a testimonial? And even though they've got amazing results and maybe they've mentioned something to you, they still don't give you a testimonial. What happens? What happens with you? Well, when you have time to sit and think about it and you're looking for sales, there's a whole lot of mind trash that's going on. If we start from the beginning with these systems set up, it's a natural progression and your person knows how to act. They know what action to take. And it's our goal as the business owner to be thinking ahead. That's why it is so important. Let me go. 1, the rule of 1. If we can focus just on one thing and do all of these things for just one thing, you're going to have the boring business routine. You're not going to have a feast or famine cash flow issue. And you're going to have all of the content that you need. All right. So let me go. So we're building the referral network, 3 steps each week. 3 steps. Why do I say that? If we are looking back here, each day there is a daily 3. Why do I say 3? I say 3 because our plates, we overwhelm our plates. We try to do too much. And you're never going to get everything done. So how amazing is it going to feel when you actually cross off those 3 things that day? Do you know how difficult it is to do 3 things consistently a day? But how transformational it is if you hold yourself to doing 3 things a day at the end of the month, you're going to reach and surpass your goal. Let me say that again. If you do the consistent things 3 a day, how hard that is. But how transformational it is when you consistently implement 3 things a day, not more than 3. Okay, so I want to go with the Systems by Design resources. This is a combination of foundations and growth when it comes to 12 days of sales. Number 1 is your Dream Week playbook. The Dream Week playbook in there, it's 2 different calendars. One is the week. It's almost like it's not almost, it's a time audit. You're like, oh, I don't want to do a time audit. Within your first 48 hours, you're going to already have a huge transformation. So 2 days, give me 2 days. All right. So we go from how life is going. And here's something else. I'm going to go ahead and cut you off at the pass. And it's in this Dream Week playbook. Oh, Rhonda, it's not, this week is weird. I can't start doing it this week because there's so much going on. There's so much going on every single week in my life. There is not a normal week. I would love to have a normal week, but then I'd get bored. All right. So your Dream Week is how things are going and how you want them to go. You got to map it out. You got to see it visually. The daily routine playbook, it literally puts you through the simple Morning routine. What is that for you? Looking at your daily three things that you're going to accomplish, and then your nightly three. It's really nice milestones and check-ins throughout. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay. Priority framework, literally, what are the three things? This helps you. What are the three things that you need to focus on? So the priority framework really helps you solve most of these things and map it out. And then the sales playbook, and there's so many resources under the sales playbook, guys. Okay. But these are the resources found in Foundations in Growth that will help you with 12 days of sales. All right. So this, if you focus just on this, any one of these sections, if you just focus on it, you're going to see a transformation. So prep on your follow-up system. This is the friction that's coming up. Having a system for follow-up, organizing my leads, losing track of tasks, follow up with clients, lead generation, and organization. Part of this friction right here could be solved with two templates. One template being the business command center, the other template being the client command center. All right. So the friction can be solved here with the two templates. Those are tools. But what is the system that we need to help overcome and really prep for the follow-up system? One is onboarding. So fix follow-up is following through. So I'm taking us past the sale, right? So someone has purchased. Again, it is your role. Look, your role to anticipate what they need before they ask for it. I gamify it. I gamify this. And if you ask something and I haven't already given it to you, then I'm like, it kills me, but it won't happen again. It's just an opportunity for me to get better and to serve my customer better. This happened recently with a customer and our customer service system, and they were able to help. I did a video, cheat code, use video wherever you can. So she was unhappy and she emailed, and I understood why she was unhappy. The next morning, I sent a video message. I didn't just text her. Guess what? She showed up for my Trello Tuesday, and Cheryl and I are besties now. And I'm so excited that she's a Systems by Design member. And she was like, oh my gosh. That afternoon, she showed up and she said, I'm so glad that you helped me see that, I was going to lose out basically had I canceled. And so that's not a win for me. That is me working with my customer. So the onboarding, we had created a boutique experience, but there was a breakdown, and Cheryl helped us to find that breakdown. The boutique experience, if you are a service-based business and you don't have a How I Work document, like stop, drop, and roll and get this done today. Inside of Systems by Design, I give you my template for how I work. This is crucial. It is key. I have people, when I was doing the $18,000 and $25,000 one-on-one custom dashboards, the onboarding system, I would hands down every single time, oh my gosh, this is a slick system. I love everything about this. People just want you to tell them what to do. When they purchase from you, what's the next step? And the How I Work document, it's like we're working virtually, but we have these amazing offices. I want us to plan what that onboarding is like when someone comes into your amazing office. What is the look, the feel, the vibe? All of that is communicated in the actions that you take. And the more that you can use video, know, like, trust. When I start every single Trello Tuesday, hey, I'm Rhonda. Before we get started, I just want you to know I appreciate you. Thank you for your purchase. People want to be seen, they want to be acknowledged, and they want to be heard. The additional cheat code here, use video wherever you can. When someone purchases a $27 template from me, maybe not the same day, but they will receive a video welcome message from me. Do you know it's at 80% open rate and how many messages back I get? There is a person on the other side of the screen. They feel things, they get in their head about things, They like to hear good comments. Yeah, I don't like it when we call the baby ugly, but I need to hear it. It makes me stronger and it makes me better. There is every opportunity for you to fix your follow-up. There's every opportunity for you to create a boutique onboarding experience. So how is it going? Structure and check-in. I want to talk about this in terms of both service, and then we can also talk about this in terms of a product. So when I am working with a customer, they know exactly what's going to happen if I'm doing weekly calls with them. They know that those calls are 60 minutes. They know the structure of that call is typically about 45. Then there's some Q&A at the end, and then there's an implementation plan. Not only is that implementation documented inside of the call, so inside of the Zoom, but there is also immediately a follow-up. Here's what we talked about, and here's what we're going to do for the following week. People just like to know, number one, what they need to do, but also they like to know what's coming. And if you wait and we're at the beginning of the month and you've just invoiced them and you say nothing all month, and then guess what? Here's another invoice, a $6,000 invoice from Rhonda. What's Rhonda doing? What am I paying Rhonda for? But if we do these weekly touch points, meaning we're communicating, we're sharing wins, we've got our call, you know what to expect. It's everything. These are simple tweaks that you need to incorporate. If you want to stand out in a crowded market, if you don't want cash flow issues, if you want a referral network based on the people that you've worked with right now, it all starts with these little steps. It's not a shiny strategy that somebody else's team is implementing for them. You can do all of these things. I've done all of these things as a solopreneur. Didn't do them all overnight. I've added them slowly. So keep all notes, agreements, and progress in one place so nothing slips through. Really, really, really important. However you're communicating with your customer, mark next steps at the end of every interaction. No floating task. When we're not clear, then it feels like we're free falling, and nobody likes the free fall, right? Offboard starts with onboarding. So this was specifically around a question that came up yesterday. Oh my gosh, I have 100 sales, but I've only got 2 testimonials. So make it automatic. So bake the testimonial ask into your onboarding flow so it doesn't get lost in the busy middle. So one of the things that I want you to think about is we're training our people from the beginning. So let's go in our own customer journey. We've purchased something, and what happens next? So you can, and I have done this in the past, a program, I will go ahead and bake a system where I am asking questions of my customer, who they are, who they serve. I will ask what their goal is for the program, what friction point that they are having, anything else that they want to add. That is the first thing. So now they are used to that. If you want to do a hands-off system that you implement, that's a great one to start with. And it happens immediately as soon as they've purchased. When you have gone through, let's say, a 4, 8, 12-week coaching program with someone, and at the end, again, even though they've had this amazing, great success, and you're like, oh my gosh, Rhonda, I'm so happy that you've had so much success. Can you give me a testimonial? Well, what the heck am I supposed to say? So because I baked in the onboarding, I was thinking about the offboarding. I can do one of 2 things. One, I can use a system to collect the testimonial, and it prompts them. And so I get multiple formats. I get video and I get transcription. That's one way. Or another way, and it's the same. So the same questions, they go out. And I get them. Not because I'm all that in a bag of chips, but because we've trained them in the beginning in working with me. This is how the system goes. It'll only take you a second. And you can do this throughout. You could do it at the beginning. You could do a check-in. What was your first aha moment? That's fantastic. Anything that we can improve on, ask them to call your baby ugly, and then do it again at the end of the program. So it's 3 times. So you want their goal, maybe what they've used. Then we're going to do aha, how we can fix it. And then at the end, let's talk about how things went. So that is a system that you don't have to operate. It can happen running in the background. We're not going to go into the tech. The other way that you can do that is, a lot of people don't focus on case studies. I love case studies. So case studies, all they are conversations that you have, and then you pull it out and put it in a case study format. It's in a PDF format. Very easy. And a case study is a conversation. And a conversation is, if I'm offboarding, it's the same questions so that there's consistency. Let's go back to, I want you to see how beautifully this all just kind of comes together, right? If you're thinking about your offer, one customer, one price. We're thinking about 12 days of sales. We're thinking about referral network. And now we're cleaning up our follow-up. This now ties everything up with the bow. And that is, it's the same, it's a repeatable process. When you have a conversation with someone that you're offboarding, it's the same questions. So that when you're thinking about the customer journey and someone finds you, they see the same success over and over again. People are talking about their success, not in the same way, but you can almost see the milestones that they're reaching, because it's all orchestrated. It's orchestrated based on the interaction with you and how you want your business to run. I mean, it's a delicious system that works from start to finish. So facilitate the referral on the spot. So we make this automatic. Video story feels natural, not extra. Certainly you can do, like I said, a conversation where it's literally, and the way that I did it is that I would have 5 questions. It's on a, what do you want to call it? It's a Google Doc with my logo at the top, and it's part of the system. So they'd automatically get, here are the 5 questions, because people want to know, here are the 5 questions that I'm going to ask you. And so then we're just having a very relaxed conversation. There's no surprises. And then you can take it, you can edit it. You can chop it up into pieces. You can do the full thing, whatever. And then you can have as blog posts. There's so many ways that you can use that. And we talk about all of those inside of Systems by Design. Facilitate the referral on the spot. So I also want to talk about, again, this kind of ties the bow up with what can I do that if I am talking with Rhonda right now and she's my customer, and I make it easy for her because I know that she's trying to take care of the house. Her husband's getting ready to go on deployment. All of the kids are out of the house right now. She's working with a bunch of contractors. I know her time is limited. What do I need to have on hand when we have this conversation that would help facilitate her immediately sending a text or her sending an email to someone that could use my service? This turns referrals into a completed task, not a good intention. It also happens to help you with the mind trash. Well, I thought Rhonda had a really good experience. I'm bugging her. I know she's super busy. Just have everything that you need. Have everything that you need at the fingertips. And they're going to be like, oh my God, this is like so easy. Make it easy for them to promote you. So all of these things, if we're looking at the follow-up system, the dream week, the daily routine, the priority framework, the dream customer, and the sales resource, there are a couple of additional workshops here. And I want to talk, so inside of Systems by Design, there are core playbooks. And I've shared with you what those playbooks are here. In addition to those playbooks, there are also a couple of relevant workshops, niche hacking workshop. And I worked with a high ticket sales closer, Brooke Evans, and her conversation, they're timeless. All of these things are timeless. They're rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. You could use it with the offer that you're doing right now. And then you can do this with the offer you're going to launch in 6 months. And then maybe you don't touch systems by design for 12 months, but you're ready to launch something else and you pull it out. It's a resource that you want to have in your back pocket. But the dazzle and delight that she shares in turning nightmares into fairy tales, oh, good stuff. All right. So what I really wanted to share with you today is, in terms of planning, the opportunity that you have for the next 90 days. All right. Breaking it down into bite-sized pieces. We have really 3 sections, and they're all based on your offer, cleaning up your offer. So we only have 1. Sales, now we're focused and we're clear on 1. Where have we gotten sales in the past? Let's go into where that honeypot, I call them honeypots. Let's go into that honeypot. How can we systematize it? Basically. And then the follow-up system, the follow-up is a combination of we're onboarding and we're offboarding, and follow-up in between, right? So putting it all together, tied it up with a bow, simple sales is 1 offer. Nothing that I just shared with you, and I almost might stop using words like simple. There is work to be had here. But if you take this initial picture here and you have consistent implementation, you're going to get there. You're going to reach your goal. When we look and we think about Miss Pac-Man, and basically her body is our life and her mouth is our business, we are planning our business around our life, not the other way around. And when we do that, we have less conflict. We have less resentment, right? Hold on. We're still putting it all together. Focus on revenue generating activities. Really, everything that I've talked about today is a revenue generating activity. Pick 1. I mean, if you look at it, we could literally do cleaning up our offer for the month of October. How much time is this going to take me? Well, I don't know. I don't know where you are in your business. I know if you have a business and you're working with clients, I would recommend definitely business commands. I'd recommend all the templates. The templates are the tools. Because working past 1 client, you're a hot mess. I don't even know how you can keep up. So that's why you have Client Command Center. But you're going to want to drill down on some of the steps, and that's where the systems come into play. And most of your time, when we look at systems by design, most of the time you're going to spend inside of the growth phase, and not, you're like, well, I'm already growing, I need to scale. Everybody can stay in the growth phase. I was talking with someone that, consistently does $100,000 launches, but the back office is the biggest hot mess I've ever seen. And she's losing money left and right. Even though she makes 100, she's losing money left and right. You don't have to have a big business to be successful. You don't have to work hours upon hours. You've got to focus your time and attention on the right activities. And you need to create repeatable processes behind it. Testimonials, if you're wondering why you don't have them or why they're so hard or why you're chasing them just like you chase discovery calls, they begin with your onboarding. And we've kind of gone over that. Tools alone don't run your business. The systems do. So what I tried to share with you today is a topic, the friction points, what they sound like, what they feel like are coming up around the topic, how to solve those friction points step by step. And then I've given you the resources that you have access to inside of Systems by Design. And so when we talk about 10 minutes a day, it's the planning that is 10 minutes. So it's really turn all of the to-dos into repeatable routines. I really tap into repeatable routines, because your routine may be that you're still working a 9 to 5 and your routine starts when you get off work, or maybe you are finding margin when you have lunch, or maybe you try to do some things before you go into work, or maybe you have a drive in and you're specifically listening to trainings, or you're doing something on the train or on your commute, right? So everything that is inside of Systems by Design, you can customize for yourself, whether it is for a product or whether it is for a service. My background is coming from corporate, was from sales, had a seasonal event that consistently, the system that was built that managed thousands and thousands of customers in just 4 days could generate $250,000 consistently. So it's $500,000 out of 8 days. And my take of that was 35%. So we did that day in, day out. And then day in, day out, I should say year to year. I did it for 17 years. And in the beginning, no, it wasn't that. I was lucky to pay my bills and pay my consigners, pack everything up. And I just kept doing it over and again, rinse and repeat, learning. So I've had a seasonal event. I have had, I even put, I registered a trademark and sold gifts in hospital gift stores across the United States. I've had a boutique children's line of clothing that did really, really well, and I shut it down because I knew I couldn't maintain it. And then a digital virtual business that I have now. And so I work 3, sometimes 4 days a week. Right now is kind of a busy season, so I am working more. But my goal is that the bulk of the work is done in 2 days, and then I take a day. So that is what I looked at when I started 90 days, 3 little, and consistently implemented from last year. So I think the link, if you're not already a member of Systems by Design, I think it's right under the video. So you can click there. And just the recap of things that we've talked about: cleaning up your offer, 12 days of sales, and prep your follow-up system. Let me stop sharing. And I think that I'm all here. I see you. I'm excited. I'm a photographer. Hey, Paige. And would love to create an organized hub. I currently use a CRM for my clients. So I guess my question is, do I need the client command center? It depends on how you are managing your clients. If your CRM is managing everything, the CRM manages the client. Are you able to put your SOPs in there? Are you able to highlight tasks that need to be completed? Can you put deadlines on things so that at a glance, when you're looking at everything, then you see everything? If that's the case, then your CRM is doing that job. If not, then I do recommend the Client Command Center. One side of my business delivers digital products, branding. The other side is artwork, portrait sessions. Should I have 2 different processes for each? Hey, thank you so much, Rhonda. Should I have 2 different processes for each, or try to create one system for both? I would do one. I would do individual. They seem like individual products to me. And so it's a fulfillment process. Oh, no. No. Okay. So you would need then, let me just really quickly, I'm going to grab it for you. The Client Command Center. Let me grab it, and I'll put that link inside of the chat. And just so you know, the Client Command Center is $47. And it may also share with you Systems by Design if that is an interest. So thank you guys so much. I'm excited that the tech worked. I'm going to master it. I will be going live in, not next week, the week after. Oh, I was answering the CRM question. Oh, so it's no. So it doesn't do all of those things. So I would recommend the Client Command Center. I would do that. The CRMs, typically, they have all the details and information for your client, which is a little bit of repetition inside a client command center. CRM is also what sends out your invoices, and it's where you hold all your contracts. That's good, but I always like to have a backup file of that as well, and I've done that. Oh, you are in Systems by Design. Paige, that's on me then. So what, okay. What are you asking me then? Are you asking if the Client Command Center would be helpful for you? I think that it would. Do me a favor. You have access to Help Me, Rhonda. Click that button and give me a little bit more detail. But I think I've answered the question here. Okay. I think that I've answered. Let me know if I haven't, because I'm happy to go into details. And I'm sorry that I did not know. I'm sorry. And you're going to love, because I'm doing some updates to Systems by Design, and you're going to love that. Rhonda's in Systems by Design. She messages me. I haven't had a message from Rhonda in a while. So you are changing. Oh, Paige, thank you. Don't make me cry. All right, friends. Hey, Ed. Oh my gosh, I didn't see that you were here. Ed, you know what? I missed you. It's harvest time. Ed, I missed you on Tuesday. I did not see you on Trello Tuesday. Where were you? You're always on my Trello Tuesday. Ed keeps me in check. You always work with your customers so they can help keep you in check. I've got to run. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. If you're current Systems by Design member, look for updates coming your way. I'm hoping to get them out this week. If not, you'll see them next week. All right. Take care.